Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Political Ray. We've got some stories going on for you, and we got some good stuff. We got the IRS supposedly is going to be letting go anywhere upwards to about 6,700 employees today. These are probationary employees, as far as I understand it. We've got Stacey Abrams in Georgia, accusations about some money being funneled her way through one of her nonprofit organizations. Kash Patel supposedly going to be getting his confirmation vote today. Well, hopefully that works out good. He has made it thus far, which is a good sign. Hopefully, and even Mitch McConnell in the cloture vote, however you say it, in that vote, Mitch McConnell actually voted yes for on Kash. Don't expect him to say yes again during the final vote. I expect him to say no, but hopefully he'll get put through, and we can talk about that after that. And DOGE is talking about, Elon Musk and DOGE is talking about giving $5,000 back to American citizens after all of their findings are complete and, once they reach their mark and everything else. And Trump has an epic troll that has the left just completely melting down over. We're going to get into all this, but first we're just going to start with the IRS here. And this is just the IRS. Okay, so the DOGE team and everything else, Trump is calling for 6,000 plus employees to be let go as of today. Now, these are employees who are still on probationary periods, as far as I understand it, and they're supposedly going to be. This is supposed to be taking place today. So let's take a look at this. This is from the government executive. All right, so. Under an executive order, IRS has been directed to terminate probationary employees who were not deemed as critical to filing season. One email obtained by government executives said, "We don't have many details that are permitted to share, but this is all tied to the compliance with the executive order." This is the executive order that President Trump put in, and I'm all for this. Look, I'm just saying, the IRS, nobody likes the IRS, and any of these left-wing pundits that come out and try to defend the IRS, they're not on your side. Nobody likes the IRS. Nobody likes their taxpayer dollars going away from. Nobody likes the money being taken away from them, especially when you see all the corruption and the to where our taxpayer dollars are being sent to transgender studies and overseas, and the transgender comic book that was being put out in Peru, 32,000 for it. And there's all kinds of crazy stuff where our money's going to, our taxpayer dollars. Nobody likes the IRS. Even before all this stuff come out, nobody likes the IRS. And anybody that comes out and defends the IRS, they're not on your side. And the IRS takes all of our taxpayer money and funnels it into programs that they want through the executive and, legislative branch. They take this money away from you and put it to where they want. And a lot of the times, it's not going to surprise me if the DOGE ends up finding a lot of stuff coming back to these politicians. That's just, you got the accusations against Stacey Abrams today saying that taxpayer money going back to one of her organizations that ties directly to her. So, and we'll get into that in just a little bit, but nobody likes the IRS. And the fact that we are literally taxed every step of the way. Look, when you work, you have income tax. When you buy something, you get a sales tax. You've got tax on groceries. You've got tax on gasoline. You've got tax on, you can't even give anything away without being taxed on it. You pay taxes literally every step. Every time money changes hands in one way, form, or another, it gets taxed. The government's got to get their share of that money. And I've been against it for a very long time. And I'll say right now, I used to say a flat tax rate across the board for everybody. But even that, I'm at the point where I'm just like, look, we don't need taxes anymore. There's, especially seeing everything that our taxpayer dollars are going to. I don't want my money funding a foreign war. I don't want my money funding, transgender studies in a foreign country. I don't want my money paying for a trans comic book in Peru. I don't want my money going to that kind of stuff. And the fact that I don't have any say in it is it really irks me. It should irk a lot of people. It's I don't want to fund that stuff. And I don't work hard every day to bring money into, and support my family for the government to tax me every step of the way and send my hard-earned money overseas for transgender studies. It's not something I want. Anyway, so let's see. The terminations come in the midst of current filing season. Some IRS employees were previously told that they could not accept the administration's deferred resignation offers until May 15th after tax season has ended. The IRS isn't the only government agency where employees are being cut. The Trump administration last week began firing thousands of federal employees who are in their probationary periods, typically those hired within the past 1 or 2 years, depending on the hiring mechanism. Such workers have weaker civil jobs protections. The Trump administration has, in some cases, included, where'd it go? Included longtime government employees that were recently hired or promoted into new positions through the legal rationale for quickly dismissing those workers is less clear. Excuse me. I'm okay with it. I'm fine. Look, like I said, I don't like the IRS. I don't know nobody in my circle likes the IRS. If you can find somebody that actually does like the IRS, and I don't look, and I'm going to tell you too, I was watching Timcast IRL last night, and one of the guys, I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name correctly, so I don't want to butcher it. I'm not going to say it, but it's one of his field reporters. I believe he's one of his field reporters. Was saying, they were talking about this, and they were talking about the fact that this guy on there, his field reporter wanted, he's part of that group that wants the top 1%ers to pay their fair share, but in actual reality, they pay the majority of taxes in this country. The lower income families don't pay a lot because they don't make a lot, so they don't pay a lot. The way it works in this country, the more you make, the more you pay in taxes on your income. And I don't think that should be the case either, because this is the way I see it. The more money you make, the more you have to pay in income taxes. I don't believe that that's right, because for one, it de-incentivizes people to do better. The more money you make, the more you have to give back to the government. I don't agree with it. If anything, if you want people to be successful, you want this country to flourish, and you want people to have money and spend money and put back into the economy and everything else, incentivize them to actually make more money. So, like I said before, I used to be one for, a flat tax across the board. Doesn't matter what you make. That would incentivize people to actually do better and make more money. A lot of people I know, they once they get into a higher tax bracket, they start complaining about it, because a lot of the money that they're supposedly getting, they got a pay raise or whatever, and they're having, all of a sudden they have to pay more to the federal government in taxes on their income. It's not right. I don't believe it should be that way, because of the fact, like I said, it de-incentivizes people to do better and make more money. It's a simple fact of just that. If you incentivize people to make more money, take less taxes, maybe, I think you should just do away with income tax altogether. I think the country can thrive on other things, such as, look, you got lotteries in some states, in most states, you got gambling that, Nevada, I think it's Nevada that they flourish off. I mean, it's a big gambling state. You got Las Vegas, which draws a lot of, tourists, and they can flourish without a state tax because of all the income that they have from the gambling. Now, a lot of things like Florida, I know they spend a lot of like the scratchers and the lottery and everything else. They put a lot of that money towards the roads and the schools, and that's fine. But I'm just saying as an example, there's other ways of income that you can get instead of taxing people more money just because they make more money. It's ridiculous, and I think you can just do away with the income tax altogether. But that's just my opinion. Y'all can argue against it if you want to, but like I said, I don't know a lot of people that are for the IRS. I don't think I know anybody that is. Anyway, I think the program can go away completely. But we'll move on to Stacey Abrams. This is from the Washington Free Beacon. DOGE finds $2 billion in taxpayer funds earmarked for Stacey Abrams linked group. This is insane. Okay, this is just more of what I was just talking about. The taxpayer dollars, our money. Okay, our taxpayer dollars being funneled back to politicians. $2 billion in taxpayer funds. Okay, this is crazy. Now, this is alleged, but this group, this profit or whatever it's called, when it came into fruition, it had $100. It was like three months into it. It says in the article, but it was like 3 months into its existence. It had $100 in its account, and then all of a sudden it got this massive donation. Now let's take a look at this. Excuse me, dang it. Okay, DOGE discovered $2 billion in taxpayer funds set aside for a fledgling nonprofit linked to perennial Georgia Democrat candidate Stacey Abrams. This is insane. The Environmental Protection Agency under the Biden administration awarded Power Forward Communities the grant in April of 24 as part of the agency's Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund program. Power Forward Communities received the Green Energy Grant despite the fact that it was founded months earlier in 23 and never managed anywhere near its grant's dollar figure. It reported just $100 in total revenue during its first 3 months in operation. This is crazy. Just another thing that I'm telling you, look, this is our taxpayer dollars. Why are we funding this crap? It's crazy. Oh, goodness gracious. Power Forward Communities grant was one of just 8 greenhouse gas reduction funds grants that the EPA doled out in April of 24. And that altogether totaled $20 billion. $20 billion in taxpayer dollars going to these organizations. It's why? Because it went back to Stacey Abrams, because she says all the right things and she's on the Democrat side. Now, I'm not saying that the Republicans don't do it either, because I'm sure that they do. I just haven't seen any stories about them just yet. But I'm sure everybody says, oh, well, the Republicans will come to light too. Good. Anybody who's involved in this kind of crap, they need to be exposed. Democrat, Republican, whoever it may be, independent, I don't care. Bring it to light. And look, I'm gonna say this too. There's a lot of these stories coming out about these people breaking the laws, and this money being funneled back to people in Congress and everything else. A good example of AOC, with the webinar. And I'm gonna say a buddy of mine at work, Chris, shout out to you. He said, look, all this is great that it's coming to light, but when are we going to start seeing handcuffs come out? It's a good point. These people are being exposed, but no action is actually taking place. Now, I'm going to say, look, I don't think that a lot of this stuff demands jail time or anything else. Maybe. It depends on the severity, what kind of stuff happened, that kind of thing. But look, as a prime example, like AOC doing the webinar thing. Tim Pool actually made a good point about this too, and I agree with him. Maybe a fine. She goes to court. Yeah. If she gets arrested, yeah, okay. She'll go to court. She gets a fine. That's it. You do it again, you get a more substantial, higher fine. You do it a third time, then maybe we can think about, putting your butt in jail. But look, the point of this is handcuffs need to come out. People need to start being held accountable for the crap that they're doing, because until they are, they're just going to keep doing the same crap over and over again. Handcuffs need to start coming out. That's what I'm saying. All right. Anyway, we'll go ahead and move on to the next one. Kash Patel is going to have his vote today, as it were. As far as I understand it, the actual vote takes place today. So hopefully this can get through. And like I said, I don't expect old Mitch McConnell to vote yes. He has voted yes in his previous cloture vote, and hopefully he'll say yes today. But I don't expect it. But anyway, I think yesterday was their closed session vote, and then today is the actual vote, if I understand it correctly. But taking a look at this, let's see. This is from New York Post. Trump's FBI pick Kash Patel advances in full Senate procedural vote before expected confirmation. Now the Senate voted 48-45 along party lines to open debate on the nominee, starting the countdown for 30 hours of discussion before Patel is expected to receive a final approval Thursday. Sources close to the confirmation process tell the Post. GOP senators have praised Long Island native Patel, 44, for his experience as a prosecutor and former national security aide in the first Trump administration, as well as his firm commitment to rooting out political weaponization and the FBI and getting back to the basics of the Bureau's law enforcement duties. I like Kash. I think he's a good pick. He's straight up said that he's going to release the Epstein list, which I think is fantastic. Everybody's been calling that for years now. They need to release it, yada, yada, yada. I agree with it. And he needs to weed out the corruption within the FBI. I know a lot of it is higher ups, and I'll give him that. But there's got to be accountability. Look, a lot of people think, oh, well, they're just following orders. Well, okay, yeah, to a certain degree. But it's kind of like the military. When is that order unlawful? And when can you fight back against an unlawful order? In the military, you can disobey an order if you feel it's unlawful. It doesn't happen a lot, but you can do it. It is an option. And a lot of these FBI agents that just go along with these orders that are knowingly that are unlawful, there's got to be help. There's got to be accountability at that point as well. That's my opinion on it. And you can disagree. A lot of people are like, well, these people don't want to lose their jobs. They have families. And I understand that. But at what point do you say, look, my conscience will not let me go along with this. This is wrong and it's unlawful and I will not obey this order. At what point do you say that? I mean, that's just my opinion on it. You can let me know what you think, but there's a point that needs to be, there's a line that needs to be held. So anyway, so President Trump and DOGE is saying, now this is Elon Musk. We'll move on to this. This is Elon Musk saying that he was going to go to the president because of the all the money that DOGE is finding out and the savings that have accrued through all the findings. For instance, the millions of the $59 million that New York had set for housing illegal immigrants in luxury hotels. Now, whether or not they were luxury or just basic apartments, I can't say for sure, but it was found out that was going on. That's $59 million that the American taxpayer was saved going to crap like that. So now DOGE is saying, look, they've saved $55 billion and counting. Number of contracts they've canceled is 1,127 plus. Two of their size of government figures, total government headcount and total wages, 2.5 million. Okay, so look, they're saying, look, we want to give this back to the American people, and I guess I'm okay with it. In my opinion, I'd rather have the federal debt, paid down, because our debt is what, $36 trillion. And he's saying that, this isn't going to happen right now. This is going to happen a little later. after DOGE conducts its full investigation of the entire government. So it could be next year or the year after. I don't know. But what do you think? Would you rather have this money, 5,000, you want it sent to you? Get that money back that you paid in to fund these crappy programs, or would you rather see it go towards the national debt? My opinion, I say give it to the national debt. Get us for try to work on that, because that's just my opinion. I'm okay right now. I guess I could use 5,000 for something, but I'm okay for now. Um, so let's take a look at this. This is oh, hold on a sec. I'm getting the wrong one. Okay, here we go. We'll move that over. So Elon Musk interested in DOGE sending checks. This is from Politico rather. Elon Musk said he will bring to President Trump a proposal to send Americans rebate checks representing a portion of the money that they saved by slashing the federal government. It said that it was like 20%, I think it said. On Tuesday, Musk posted on X that he will check with the president on Azoria CEO and co-founder James Fishback's idea to send out DOGE dividend checks to. The plan calls for returning 20% of the savings, 20%, generated by the Department of Government Efficiency back to taxpayers in the form of direct payments. Now, like I said, maybe I can change my mind on this a little later, but as of right now, I'd say give it to the national debt. Maybe that's something that they can put into an option. I know a lot of people will probably take the money. Me personally, I'd say put it towards the debt, because that we need that debt to go down. Anyway, we wanted to help make DOGE real for millions of Americans. They deserve a portion of the savings DOGE will deliver under President Trump's leadership, Fishback said. Fishback, the founder of a self-styled free-thinking investment firm, recently launched a fund backing companies that reject diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, and has been a vocal supporter of Trump and Musk's agenda. If Musk successfully meets his lofty $2 trillion government savings goal, Fishback's proposal will distribute $400 million back to taxpayers, roughly $5,000 per household, for the 78 million households that pay federal income tax. The proposed rebate would be less in the more likely scenario, in that the billionaire's DOGE efforts fail to reach its target. Look, I don't know what the count is right now, but I know it's huge. They've uncovered a lot, and they've got a lot of savings saved up already. I want to say, don't quote me on this, I'm paraphrasing it, but I think the last time I checked the counter, it was like 20 billion. I could be wrong. I'm just saying though, in a couple of months they found that much money. It's insane. And they're just and this is just the first couple of months. Imagine what they're going to do when they dig deeper. Like I said, I know a lot of people are going to say, "Yeah, I'll take the $5,000," and I don't blame you. I mean, not in the least. I don't. I think if you need the money, take it. But me personally, I'd say give it to the. You can take my $5,000 and give it to the national debt. Will I change my mind in a few months? Maybe. I might take that money. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. So I'm gonna move on here. This is just fantastic in my eyes, and I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed over this, because President Trump, he came out and he put out an order saying that the congestive pricing that is in New York. Now, you have to pay a $9 toll to get into Manhattan, and I think it was Long Island. I'm not sure on that one, but I know in Manhattan for sure. He put out an order saying that he's going to get rid of that, and he put out a little True Social tweet, whatever you want to call it. And this is what it said. Check this out. Congestion pricing is dead. Manhattan and all of New York is saved. Long live the king. Now I'm going to tell you right now, the left, the left has completely lost their mind over this Truth Social that he put out. They are losing their crap over this. And I'm just gonna show you a few things because I think it's hilarious. This is the funniest thing. I laughed a good 20 minutes over this, and then some of the stuff that I saw is just it's too good. It's too good. But first of all, I'm gonna show you Governor Hochul in New York, who is trying to oust Mayor Adams because he had the gall to go along with President Trump and his, removing of illegal aliens within the United States. How dare he? How dare he? And he went against President Biden when he opened up the borders willy-nilly to everybody who wanted to come in. How dare he do this? How dare he? So there's some trumped up charges on him. And now Kathy Hochul says that she's just going to go ahead and remove him because you don't have to be charged with anything, or you don't have to be convicted of anything, rather. You just have to be charged. It doesn't matter if it's made up, whether or not it's factual or true or anything else. As long as you're just charged with something, you don't even have to go to court. You just have to be charged. Whether it's true or you're proved innocent, it doesn't matter. As long as you're charged with something, the governor of New York can remove him as mayor. And that's what she's planning on doing. Anyway, because how dare he go against the Democrats and side with the Republicans on just one thing. It wasn't even like that's the only thing. Everything else, he's pure Democrat. That's the one thing that he said, no, we shouldn't be doing this. And they ousted him for it. They've been on the attack on him ever since. And that was back in 22, I believe it was. But anyway, I digress. Take a look at this. This is from Governor Hochul. And this is what she had to say about President Trump's Truth Post.
At 1:01 p.m. today, the U.S. Department of Transportation emailed us a letter from Secretary Duffy announcing their attempt to end the congestion pricing program in the state of New York. At 1:58 p.m., President Donald Trump tweeted, "Long live the king." I'm here to say New York hasn't labored under a king in over 250 years. We sure as hell are not going to start now. The streets of this city where battles were fought, we stood up to a king, and we won then. And we will, in case you don't know, New Yorkers, when we're in a fight, we do not back down, not now, not ever. At 1:01 p.m.
Look, I'm just gonna say, I don't live in New York, and I don't know anybody that lives in New York. But I can't imagine. I have seen some videos about when this was actually introduced, and she introduced it. I can't remember if it was her or somebody else, but when it was introduced, it was $15 as far as the congestion fee to get into Manhattan, and she dropped it down to $9, saying, "Oh, I'm saving you 40%. You're not saving me anything. Donald Trump just took it down to 0, so he saved 100%." on these people. So I don't agree with the congestion tax. I know New York has a lot of problems as far as because there's a lot of cars there. I know New York has a problem with congestion and pollution and everything else. I understand that, but I mean, you got businesses and people that go in, they drive into the city for work. You got delivery drivers that go into for work. I mean, I don't agree with this. So him taking it away, I'm totally on board with. So anyway, but let's go ahead and we'll get down to the we'll get into the meltdown on X that people are having. This is Hamdi Refi. I don't know how to say it. We don't bow to a king. Trump should be removed from office. This is just one of many. We'll take a look at another one here. This is this is too good. Effed up. Trump now refers to himself as the king. Time to impeach and convict. What? These people, I don't understand. These people, they take. This is a troll. This is something that was him being. Look, I'm guaranteeing you, he's sitting in the office wherever he's at, Mar-a-Lago, the Oval Office, wherever he was when he put this out. He's talking to somebody. He says he's on his phone or the computer, whatever it is. He says, "Watch this. They're gonna lose their minds. Watch this," and they are. And they take it seriously, and they don't know what a troll is. This is hilarious to me. All right, here's another one from Keith Olbermann. Breaking. Trump apparently just declared himself king. He cannot continue anywhere near any position of authority in this nation. They're losing their minds over this, and I find it hilarious. This is just too good. It's too good. Okay. This guy, Jim Hagman, you can tell his position just from the pride flag and everything else in his profile. The Supreme Court cannot let a president declare himself king. We fought our revolutionary war over this. No kings. It's a troll. He's joking. And these people take it seriously. It's hilarious. It's funny to me. I can't get enough of this. I looked at this stuff last night for a good 30, 45 minutes and was laughing the whole time because these people have just lost their minds over this. All right, here's another one. From Duck Frump. Only took him a month. Trump critics disgusted as he calls himself king. It's too good. And you can't make this stuff up. I mean, these people are losing their minds over this. This is a good one too. From Joe Walsh. Nope. F you, Donald Trump. We don't have kings in America. Hashtag no kings. They have it. Look, this is what I saw another one. It was a picture of Obama, in king garb with a crown and everything else, and it said if you find this okay, or you can't find this okay, and then the other one not, and something or other like that. And I think they're both funny. President Obama decked out in the king garb. I think that's funny too. I think it's all funny. So I'm okay with it all. It's funny. I find it hilarious, and it made my night last night to see everybody flipping out over this. But I think President Trump should take this a step further. His next press conference, have him come out with a crown on his head, in the full king garb. Have him come out and do his next press conference just decked out like a king in medieval times. I think it would be hilarious and fantastic. My opinion, but hey, the guy's. I'm telling you, he's sitting in his office saying, check this out. This is going to be hilarious. Watch how they flip out over this. And they did. They absolutely did. And the guy hasn't lost a step. Anyway, that's all I got for now. So, hey, if you like what you saw, you can hit that subscribe on YouTube. You can follow me on Rumble. And you can also follow me on X at ThePoliticalRay. And I hope y'all have a good one. Thanks for hanging out through my ramblings, and I hope y'all have a good day. God bless.